More than one people die to gun violence every day in the United States of America.
What is your name and what is your background or history relating to the topic of gun ownership and gun control?
My name is Scott Albright. I have 3 kids who are currently attending public school in Albuquerque. My background in gun ownership is minimal. I've never owned a gun personally. I do have experience in the military. I served in the Marine Corps for 4 years and earned my combat action ribbon in Iraq, to which I was deployed twice. I've studied interstate conflict and politics in graduate school at the University of New Mexico and the University of Hawaii. And much of my focus was on how weapons contribute to conflict in the international level, at the international level, and at also
Gun ownership.
the local level.
My name is Rick Albright, and I, first of all, was a Marine and trained with weapons, and spent a year in Vietnam, a little more than a year in Vietnam carrying a weapon. And of course, as every American, I've lived through watching gun violence in the schools. I was also a teacher, and I'm particularly concerned about that.
What do you think about gun control, ownership, and gun violence?
My opinion is I have a lot of opinions, but I think as a parent, it just scares me to death more than anything. To think that this could happen anywhere, anytime there's a helicopter over your school or an email saying there's been a threat on social media, or there's a cop on your campus. My immediate reaction is to go to that school to see what is going on, to find out how I can help. And I don't believe that parents should have to go through that, and I definitely don't think kids should have to go through the stress of wondering if something's going to happen bad. Someone's going to bring a gun to campus and start shooting people. When I was in college and also middle school and high school, school was a place where it was a sanctuary, where it was a bubble away from the chaos and insanity of the day, and it was a place where we could concentrate and focus on learning new things and trying to find solutions. And I think it would be very difficult to be able to do that in an environment where you're always looking over your shoulder.
Well, first of all, I think there's two aspects to this. There is a matter of mental health, and there's a matter of access to weapons of destruction, such as AR-15s. That's just, you just pull a trigger, and you can kill 60 people in a minute. So that concerns me that can be done.
More than 349,000 students have faced gun violence in the United States since 1999.
If you could make a law about this topic or situation, what would it be?
I think it'd be hard to create any meaningful law, just because our government is constantly in the arms business and the business of war. And for them, the government, local, state, federal government, whoever it may be, would seem very hypocritical to pass any kind of law that would restrict weapons ownership while at the same time promoting arms sales to foreign countries and out of national security interests for government to pass any kind of law, it would seem very critical. We have to be better role models for anyone to take them seriously and lead by example. And that would be, not being involved in conflict and the arms trade. But if I was to pass any kind of law that would help to prevent gun violence, I think it would be to require gun owners to have a gun safety course, and probably to have that course, so long as they owned a weapon, maybe every 2 to 3 years, that would require a gun safety course on the range, on the shooting range. And I'd also look at different technologies to be able to track weapons that are bought and sold on the black market, and how to better trace those weapons and get them out of the hands of criminals.
Thank you.
What do I think can be done about it? I think that we can make better mental health services, especially in schools. It seems that a lot of the school shooters are students or former students of the schools. I think we need to look closer to our kids, have more counseling perhaps, or mentoring of students, so we can spot someone who's very unhappy with their lives and willing to kill other people in order to kill themselves. I also think that as a nation, we have been remiss in not passing laws that require that require some kind of regulation of weapons. Probably the best way to say it is we need to have a program of gun safety. The first thing you have to do is have insurance if you own a gun. You have to, and that would cause you to lock it away and keep it away from children. And you would also have to have a license to own a gun, especially an assault weapon. When I was 20, 30 years ago, there was a ban on assault weapons. Guys from Vietnam had to sneak their trophies, the weapons that they gathered together in Vietnam from the enemy and other sources. They had to ship them home secretly because you couldn't have a semi-automatic weapon like that during the Vietnam era. But I'm for a ban on assault weapons. But I am for, if we're not going to do a ban, I'm for very strict regulations on assault weapons.
Many have been harmed by gun violence. If laws were enacted, there could be less gun-related deaths and injuries.